Have you ever dealt with this where you meet a great guy? He's got all the qualities that you want. When you're with him, you feel chemistry, you feel this great connection, and you're chatting, and then all of a sudden, he goes dark and stops responding, and you don't know why. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can do when the guy you like goes radio silent.
Can you hear me? Anyone, are you there? Is anyone out there? Anyone, please, anyone. Hello?
Now, there are a few things more slowly torturous than to want to be hearing from a great person that you met, to be checking your phone, to be checking your messages, only to be left with the cold void of no response. It's like each time you go to check that message and there's nothing there, it's like a knife getting pushed into you, isn't it? It's like you wake up in the morning, you think maybe they texted you, you check your text, nothing. Ugh. You're cooking, you get a text message, you think it might be him, it's not, it's your friend. You're at work and you know you shouldn't be stalking him, but you decide to check social media anyway, and you see he's just posted, you know he's around, you know he's on social media, but he hasn't sent you any messages. You're driving home, you get a call, you think it might be him.
Hello?
Hey, Matt, it's your mom.
Oh, hey, Mom.
And so what happens? All of this checking with no response back from him leaves you feeling like doesn't it? I know, I've been there. I've been in this exact scenario, and it is torturous. Well, here's the principle. Energy flows where our attention goes. And the challenge in this scenario is that our attention is constantly going to lack. We're constantly checking on what's not there. And because we're in an experience of lack, that's why we feel in such pain. That's why it feels so hard. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can focus on right now to create a more positive experience, whether he's messaging you or not. Here's step number 1. And I'm going to preface this by saying you probably won't like this step, but if you do this, it's going to help leave you more empowered and in a much better position. And step number 1 is to accept what is. And here's what I mean by that. Here's what is. You've got a great guy who's got a lot of great qualities, but he's not investing in you. He's not prioritizing the connection. He's not reaching out to you. And so our thought process usually in that situation is, gosh, he's so amazing. If only he would invest more. If only he would actually reach out. So you'll think to yourself, what could you do differently to get him to reach out? So in other words, how could you change to then ignite his attraction for you or shift his qualities? That's flawed thinking. Ultimately, we're saying he's great if he would just be different. So the truth is he's not that great right now because he's not investing in you. So here's what I want you to do. All the great qualities that you see in him, make sure that at the top of that list is that he's prioritizing you, that he's investing in you. And if he's not doing that, then he doesn't have all the great qualities that one part of your mind wants to say, oh my gosh, this guy is perfect in all these areas. Well, no, because he's actually not investing in you. He's not contributing, and he's way underserving the interaction that both you want and you deserve. So what you can do is when you accept what is, wow, okay, what if this is all this guy had to give? Because a part of your mind will say, well, if you could be different, he could step up. Resist that temptation. Instead, accept what is, thinking, what if this was all he could give? Would I really invest in this guy? Chances are you wouldn't. You would pull back the investment, you would pull back your interest, and you would take him off the pedestal that he's on right now, okay? So accept what is, bring him down to the level of investment that he truly deserves with his behavior, and then move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is to interrupt the pattern. Because remember, what's causing this negative experience in us, this torturous experience, is constantly checking on something that's not there. So when you notice yourself go to the phone to want to look up whether or not he texts you, or you want to read that old conversation that you had with him, or you want to go to social media and start looking at what he's doing, interrupt that pattern and pause yourself and choose something different, which is step 3, we'll get to in just a second. But that interrupting that pattern, if you could just reduce the number of times you check to half, you're going to have half the level of negative experiences that day when you haven't heard from him. If you could reduce the amount of focus and mental real estate that he takes up in your mind and your heart and your energy, then you're creating way more room for something positive to fill that space. And this brings us to step number 3. Step number 3 is to refocus on your future. Refocus on your future. What is that? Refocus on the vision that you have for your life. What are you creating? Because you know darn well it's coming. As you have that image in your mind and as you align with that vibration in your heart and your spirit, you know it's coming. You know there's something magnificent on its way into your life. There's an amazing relationship in store for you. That's your destiny. So as you focus on that, you can know that, well, if this guy ends up stepping up, then great. But if he doesn't, there's something amazing coming into my life now. As you focus on that, you start having conversations with other guys. You become more present to the amazing life you're living right now. You fill up that space that was being occupied by him now with positive activities, positive thoughts in your own life, and you feel a whole lot more positive. Now, if there's a part of you that doubts when you try to think there's something amazing in store for you, because maybe it's been a long time since you've been in a great relationship, or a part of you that gets discouraged or really doesn't believe that, I've got a great resource that can help turn up your believing power in that. It's an affirmation ebook. You and I can literally reprogram our minds to create new beliefs that empower you towards creating a life that you love. So I'm going to link up that affirmation ebook right here and in the description below. All you have to do is click the link and it's yours for free. This is a gift from me to you to help empower that believing muscle in you, because that is fuel for you creating an amazing relationship in your life and really maintaining your confidence and groundedness along the way. So like I said, these 3 steps aren't necessarily sexy and they're not necessarily easy, but when you implement these in your life, you're going to be way more grounded. You're going to be way more centered so that when that guy actually does reach back out to you, and it's been a couple weeks, you can respond from a woman of choice. You can respond from being a woman of power, and that is the highest, most attractive state of being you can be in. So I have a question for you. When a guy doesn't respond to you, what do you do that leaves you feeling empowered? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to be a part of this community, which is an amazing community dedicated to increasing love in the world one heart at a time, get subscribed, because there's incredible conversations that happen here. And this is all about helping you live your very best life and create an amazing relationship. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.